All right, so we did get that winner card. Yeah, I grabbed the wrong pack, but here it is, the winner card. Hey guys, so today we'll be taking a look at the green UTA profile. It's the deck that I've been playing since the start of OP06 there, after doing all these starter events. This is also the one that we've been doing the online regionals with, and then recently the offline regionals also from Niagara Falls. We did also go undefeated in the first couple weeks of the release of OP6, and we got our first winner card with the green UTA deck. It only took a couple weeks with green UTA and 2.5 seasons with Kaido, but hopefully we can get a season 6 win with Kaido also. We're still cooking with that deck there, but we'll open that after. So yeah, let's get into it. This is what I've been playing for the past couple weeks, just doing the regionals. So green UTA, there is no alt art for this since it is a starter deck, but if you are looking for some pretty cool proxy cards or alt arts or custom cards, check out the god pack opening with Kaizenku cards. Joku DMD creates beautiful custom cards with great foiling, so I'll be adding this one to my back here as my proxy card. But yeah, check it out. There's a few new UTA cards that just came out that I'll be ordering too. He just redid his website and everything's looking beautiful. But let's head into this deck profile. So first off, we will be running 4 law card, 2 cost, 3 attack, 1k counter. Also on use will allow us to use 1 Dawn to bring this back to hand and play a 3 cost, which is great for combinations. Great as a first turn, also just dropping him down and comboing him into other things such as this Mihawk. You play the law, attach Dawn on turn 2, swing with law, grab an extra card from the UTA search, and then pull this into play for 1 Dawn, 3 cost, bridge this into a Brook or an Usopp, and then your turn 2 you just have three board and 3 characters on board, which is very scary. But Mihawk 2k, very great to combo with law, but if you don't have law, it's okay too, because on your second turn you'll be able to run that as long as you have like a Brook or something, but if not, you have the 2k. So we run 3 Usopp, which is pretty standard, just your vanilla card, 3 cost, 5k attack, and then your 1k counter. It just really allows you to build that board quick and early. Turn 2 is great. You can either way, even or odds, you can pop one onto UTA and then just search for an extra film card and then play Usopp if you didn't get that beautiful Mihawk combination. UTA must need a blocker, allows you to trash also a film event card or event card in general, and restands one of your film cards, which generally will be like your 7 cost or your 7 swing Luffy, and just pop them up and bring that blocker back into play. Nami Searcher, another must card, allows you to find all your combinations. Also, if you haven't seen yet, their best selection premium binder also had a new alt art, which we'll actually have to add into our Nami, into our UTA deck here, and get some of those beautiful alt arts. Make sure you check out that video. It should already been posted in the channel there. We run 4 Brooks, another must-have, just allowing you to play a 3 cost film combination with it. So allows you to either drop maybe like a Usopp or an Uta or a Nami and do an extra search, so definitely we'll need that in there. This one has always been a pretty good staple. It's the 7 cost Luffy. It's a blocker, and then it allows you to play that 4 cost, which generally will be into that Brook, into Nami or Usopp. I don't find myself running this at 7 Dawn costs as much anymore, because unless you're really getting unlucky where you haven't really built a combination, or if your opponent such as like a Sakazuki or a Gecko Moria is constantly clearing your board, then you may need to drop this and just flood the board. Very good against like Katakuris and stuff, but I do find myself running this more near the end, where if I already have a 3 board presence, I will run like a Luffy into an Uta for extra blocker before I drop my high end, which is generally going to be like a Zoro or a Kid, but we'll talk more about that in a bit here. Another card that we've added in is a must currently anyways for OP06 is the Chopper card. It's a searchable 2k and also one of the like only 2k in the starter deck for ST11, as you guys remember for the sealed event, the only 2k counter in there. So very, very powerful, used to pretty much defend your Fortress Kid near the end, but there you go. For 2-cost 2k choppers. Next card we are looking at will be this Izzo card, used more for the 2k, but has a very powerful on use also, allowing you to rest a 4-cost when you play it. Playing in combination with this Law card will allow you to use essentially 1 Dawn to play the 3 Izzo and rest a blocker, which is very, very powerful. Also can be used into like a Kid playing with 3 costs, resting their blocker, swinging your other characters with that Kid if you don't find that Uta, and just allow it to mill up more cards out of the opponent's hand. On our high end, we're playing 3 Zoros. I do enjoy the Zoro play. It's very, very powerful against fortress builds, such as in like Yamato or Gecko Moria, even Sakazuki. If you are able to play this card with about 3 life left on board and a blocker or 2, and you're able to play this without having your opponent kill you next turn, you're pretty much gonna win. It does force your opponent to play very aggressively to try to fatal you, so make sure you really map it out to make sure that you have enough counter, enough blockers, and enough life to survive the round before Zoro can be active there. Another great card that I enjoy is playing a 2 of Kid. This Kid is a forced taunter, where when you play it, if you attach a Dawn underneath them, it forces your opponent to attack Kid before attacking anything else, which forces them to really waste and use a lot of Dawn to try to kill Kid. Having choppers, having 2Ks in there will definitely support Kid without them going down. But obviously if you're able to build that Luffy Uta block combination before you play this, that's generally ideal, because it's very, very, very strong and very difficult to get rid of. Yeah, it's a great card. Gecko Moria and Sakazuki do have ways to get through this, but generally they can only deal with 1. So if you're able to play this into a second one or into a Zoro after that, like on your 9-Dawn turn, play Kid, drop an Uta blocker, rest him so that he is forced block, and then on your next turn you play the 1 Dawn underneath Kid, maybe swing to get a life or some cards out, or if you're able to just rest him, use his on effect and play like an Uta blocker, then it's just super difficult to get rid of. And then on the next turn with Zoro, you're able just to swing out and just really be devastating, a devastating onslaught of combinations there. We run a 4 of New Genesis, so a lot of times people will run New Genesis, but they'll end up using it early on, like turn 1, turn 2. I find that that's not the greatest way to play with this card. It's better to keep it later on in like mid game when you're trying to find that final combination. If you haven't found your Mihawk, if you haven't found your Zoro or Kid, using New Genesis early generally will bottom deck those very powerful cards. So I use these more of maybe turn 2, turn 3, where I'm looking for like a Brook if I already have a Mihawk or Usopp or some combination. Playing this to find a Brook, or playing this to find like your New Genesis, not New Genesis, but like I'm Invincible, is probably ideal. So or using this for pitching UTA, restanding Luffy or something, could be more powerful. So generally you don't want to play this off turn 1 or turn 2. You do want to use it more late game to try to build that combination. So I'm Invincible is the next card that we use here. We only do a 3 of. I find that 3 is plenty since we do have a lot of searchers with the new Genesis and the Nami. Just note, if you are facing like a Gecko Moria or facing a Sakazuki, and you're searching with new Genesis or Nami and you see this, you generally gonna need at least 2 to 3 of these, or all 3 of them, to really defeat a Gecko Moria and or a Sakazuki. So just be aware of it. It is a 3 of, and you do need 2 to 3 if you are looking to defeat the Gecko Moria or Sakazuki matchup. We run a 2 of Backlight. I find that you don't use it too much, and you can always pitch it to restands. Facing like once again, probably like a Sakazuki or a Gecko or even like a Katakuri, you may want to try to search for one of these if you do have your new Genesis already. But generally, if you do search and find a new Genesis and a Backlight, unless your opponent has been playing a lot of blockers, you're probably more likely taking an Invincible versus the Backlight itself. But that is essentially the deck profile. The combinations that we look at generally, like I said, the base combination that everyone knows and always has been running is going to be your Luffy Brook into Uta, but that can also always just bridge into an Usopp and or a Nami if you have 8 Dawn and try to really get that board flooded. Other combinations is your Law. You can attach 1 to Uta on your turn 2, swing, get your film card, attach 2 Dawn to Law to swing, get a 5k swing out, and then use the Law effect, bring him back in, play the Mihawk into a Brook, and if it's early game, most likely into Usopp or Nami. You generally won't really play the Uta until mid game, end game, because your opponent will always try to remove her pretty quickly, and it's also a card that you really wouldn't swing early on, but you definitely want to try to mill more cards out. Generally, if you are on your 8 Dawn turn, or if you have 4 Dawn and 5 Dawn, you can run the Law into the Mihawk, into Brook, into Nami Searcher. If you play Nami kind of raw, where you're not having the search off the bat, your opponent's probably gonna Gudatsu or Hound Blaze, or just get rid of her right away, because it's a very powerful card that is always targetable. So make sure you at least get 1 search off of it. Like I said before, another powerful combination is generally going to be your Kid into Uta, but you can also Kid into Izzo to try to sit like one of their blockers, and then swing out maybe your Luffy card for a 7k swing, maybe a Brook swing, your leader swing, and then use like a Backlight or Invincible or a new Genesis to restand your Kid after. But can be very powerful also. The Izzo, the Uta, and the Mihawk is very strong versus yellow also, just because with the beige, they can force the can attack off of your Zoro and or your leader effect. So by not committing all your Dawn into your Uta or your Zoro, you can also force them to force a can attack on that, and then attach rest of your Dawn to like your Mihawk or Uta to do that final swing, just in case you get beige. So hopefully you don't get hit more than one by beige, but that has also helped me win the game many times versus a Katakuri with those beiges in their hand. But that is pretty much it for the deck profile. I do see different variants out there that have been simming a lot with, such as I've seen people use Hody Jones. It might be good as a one-off. I've seen play in that as EBO1 too, but I don't know if that's a tech that I really like playing. I do like the Zoro play better. I know some people play the Dofi tech also to like freeze, but it's very defensive. So I don't know if that is really going to be worth doing either. I am going to be doing a lot of simming and also try to get some new variants off for EBO1, which is getting released this next week there. So I will have a deck profile on that also. I do find this pretty strong. I do see other people play like the larger cost Zoro instead of like the law cards and everything too, but it's a playstyle that I didn't really enjoy. I do really like using that 2-cost law to kind of get the extra K swing in, and then also use a single Dawn to swap out a 3 into Mihawk and everything. But you guys have to let me know what you guys are doing with the UTA. I've ran this into a few regionals and played at locals right now, and just preparing for the EBO1 regionals that's coming up in Montreal. So we'll definitely have to see how I do there. We have been getting better and better at each one, so hopefully we can finally get that top 64 or go further in on the tournament. Hope you guys are doing well. Let me know if you are an UTA fan, or what variant that you guys are playing and what you are preparing for EBO1. So thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one. Take care, guys. Bye. Talking so much that I forgot that we got that winner pack, so let's open it up and see what we got. I think the main chase for everyone right now is the Kaya card, so let's see if we can pull a Kaya card. Looking green, so probably not a Kaya card, but this is our first winner card. Is this our winner card? No, this is our participation pack. All right, I grabbed the wrong pack. Give me 1 second, guys. All right, so we did get that winner card. Yeah, I grabbed the wrong pack, but here it is, the winner card. I think we're looking for a Kaya card, and we're gonna get a matching Satori card. There you go, our first season 6 winner card with the UTA, green UTA. There you go. All right, guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one.